What if your one-night stand was your secret half-brother and a killer? Imagine this. You are a young nurse, desperate to escape your boring life, so you decide to lose your virginity to a stranger on your birthday. But that stranger, he's a billionaire with a dark past. And your night of passion? It uncovers a web of murders, betrayals, and family secrets that could destroy everything. Welcome to the Billionaire's Dark Secret, a rollercoaster of romance, suspense, and jaw-dropping twists that'll keep you glued for the next 2 hours. If you love thrillers and stories with deep twists and dark secrets, then hit that like button now and subscribe for more viral thrillers. Let's dive in, but warning, once you start, you won't stop. Comment below, what's the craziest plot twist you've ever seen? First, meet our players in this twisted game. Fiona Lawson is 24, a dedicated NHS nurse with a photographic memory that's about to change her life. She thinks her grandmother's dying whispers were just delirium, but they hold the key to a deadly cover-up from a decade-old industrial accident that killed dozens. Fred Wright is 27, a self-made billionaire who built his empire from nothing. Or so he claims. In truth, he was barred from his father's inheritance by a forged document saying he's not even a right by blood. His drive, proving he's legitimate. Chris Hale, also 27, is a sharp detective hiding a bombshell. He's Fred's half-brother, Mr. Wright's illegitimate son from an affair. He's been protecting Fred in the shadows while eyeing the family fortune. Lucy Bennett, 22, seems like a gold digger, but she's pregnant with Chris's child and clueless about his right ties. Her mother's pulling strings from behind the scenes. And Mrs. Halen, 46, is the puppet master. She was Mr. Wright's cheated business partner, and get this, Fiona is her daughter with Mr. Wright, making Fiona Fred's half-sister. None of them knows yet. This isn't just romance. It's a massacre of secrets. Let's start.
10 years ago, in the quiet county of Bedfordshire, a chemical plant exploded in a ball of fire and chaos. Flames lit up the night sky as emergency sirens screamed through the air. Young Fiona Lawson, just 14, huddled in her grandmother's arms, watching the horror unfold from their nearby home. Her grandmother, eyes wide with fear, shoved a bundle of documents into a hidden compartment in the wall. "Memorize these numbers, Fiona," she whispered urgently, her voice trembling. "This will save lives someday." Fiona's photographic memory locked them in: coordinates, codes, a list of names. She thought it was the ramblings of a scared old woman. But as the plant burned, claiming dozens of lives, Fiona had no idea she'd just become the guardian of a deadly secret. The official story: a tragic accident. But whispers in the shadows suggested something darker, a cover-up. And that night set the stage for everything to come.
Oh viewers, if you think that's intense, wait till you hear what happens on Fiona's 24th birthday. Stick around, this is where the romance turns deadly.
Fiona Lawson stared at her reflection in the mirror on her 24th birthday, determination burning in her eyes. Tired of her virgin status holding her back, she decided tonight was the night. "I need to get this done," she said. Dressed in a sleek black dress, she headed to an upscale hotel bar in London, her heart pounding with a mix of nerves and excitement. Little did she know, a shadowy figure trailed her from the shadows, a stalker who knew about those hidden documents from her grandmother. He watched as Fiona scanned the room, her eyes landing on a handsome stranger nursing a whiskey. That stranger was Fred Wright, the billionaire drowning his sorrows after another dead end in proving his lineage. Their eyes met, sparks flew, and before long, they were in his suite, lost in a night of passion. Fiona felt alive, liberated. "Exactly what I wanted," she uttered as she observed the young handsome dude fast asleep. But as dawn broke, she slipped out, leaving no trace, except on the hotel's security footage. Unbeknownst to her, the hotel was owned by Wright Enterprises. The cameras captured not just their encounter, but the stalker lurking in the hallway. Fred woke alone, a rare smile on his face, but Fiona's world was about to shatter. As she climbed into her car, she found a chilling note on the dashboard: "I know what your grandmother told you. They are coming for you next." Her blood ran cold. Who was this? And how did they know? Fiona drove home in a panic, her mind racing. She tried to brush it off as a prank, but deep down, those memorized numbers from 10 years ago echoed in her head. Meanwhile, Fred couldn't shake the memory of the mysterious woman. He pulled strings to review the footage and spotted the stalker. "Who is she?" he muttered, intrigued and concerned. The next day at work, Fiona's NHS shift was interrupted by a familiar face, her ex, Alex, showing up with flowers. But his intentions were far from pure. Hold on, what if that note isn't a threat, but a warning? Hello viewers, the twists are just starting. If you're hooked, smash that like button, we are only getting started. Fiona's life spiraled as Alex dropped to one knee at a fancy restaurant, ring in hand. "Marry me, Fiona," he pleaded. But Alex wasn't driven by love. He'd been hired by Mrs. Halen to distract Fiona while her team ransacked her grandmother's old house for those damning documents. Fiona hesitated, her mind on the note and her night with Fred. Before she could answer, her phone buzzed. A neighbor reported a break-in at the grandmother's house. She rushed over, heart hammering, to find the place torn apart. The hidden compartment. Empty. But in the basement, horror awaited, a dead body, slumped against the wall. It was a private investigator, who'd been aiding her grandmother. Fiona's hands shook as she checked his phone. The last text. To Fred Wright, the girl knows everything. Protect her. Police sirens approached as Fiona pieced it together. Why Fred? What did he have to do with this? She fled the scene, mind reeling, unaware that Chris Hale, the detective assigned to the case, was watching from afar, his half-brother's protector, and now Fiona's unwitting guardian. Fiona had recently been transferred to Bedfordshire Hospital. Her transfer wasn't random. Chris had orchestrated it to keep her safe, knowing she's connected to the Wright family secrets. There, she treated Mrs. Wright, Fred's ailing mother, who lay pale and weak in her bed. As Fiona checked her charts, a chill ran down her spine. The symptoms? Poisoning slow, deliberate, with the same chemical that caused the plant explosion 10 years ago. Fiona's photographic memory flashed back to her training. This wasn't illness, it was murder in progress. Mrs. Wright stirred, her eyes locking on Fiona's. Don't trust Chris, she whispered faintly. He's not who you think he is. Check the birthmark. Then she slipped into unconsciousness. Fiona's world tilted. Who was Chris? And what birthmark was she talking about? She confided in no one, but the stalker from the hotel note. He was getting closer, leaving clues that pointed to the Wright family. Fred visited his mother, crossing paths with Fiona for the first time since their night. Sparks reignited, but danger loomed. The question now is, who could have done this? Fred's wedding to Lucy, Mrs. Halen's daughter, had already been scheduled. The night before Fred's wedding to Lucy, DNA results arrived stating that Fred was Mr. Wright's biological son. But the test revealed more. Chris shared the same DNA markers. Half-brothers. Fred reeled, confronting Chris in secret. At the altar, Lucy glowed, her pregnancy hidden under her gown. But Fiona burst in, claiming she was pregnant with Fred's child. This was a prank. A trick she formatted in order to save him. She'd overheard Mrs. Halen's call, this prompting her to act fast as both had become friends during his visit to the hospital. There's a bomb in Lucy's bouquet. Chaos erupted. Fiona tackled Lucy just as the bomb ticked. But twists piled on. Chris had planted it, desperate to eliminate Fred for the inheritance. Yet, Chris had fallen for Lucy, torn between love and greed. Gunshots cracked through the air. Mr. Wright collapsed, blood blooming on his shirt, not a stroke, but a bullet from an unknown shooter in the crowd. Twist alert, Chris is the bomber, but the shooting, who did it? Comment your thought below. Fred shielded Fiona as panic spread, their bond deepening amid the mayhem. We are halfway now, grab a snack, but don't go. The kidnappings and mega revelations are next. If this is blowing your mind, share this video now. Also subscribe and comment your thoughts. Mrs. Halen struck, kidnapping Fiona and Lucy, binding them in her abandoned warehouse. "You're half-sisters," she snarled, revealing her affair with Mr. Wright, and how he cheated her out of the company. The explosion which killed many was orchestrated by Mr. Wright. He had plotted it all in order to claim the insurance money allotted. The explosion had killed dozens of innocent persons. Fiona's grandmother had tried to expose him, but was silenced. Fiona's birthmark matched Fred's. There, she remembered Mrs. Wright stating, "Check the birthmark." It suddenly dawned on her that they were siblings too. Horror gripped her. But as truths poured out, Chris stormed in for a rescue. Fiona saw through it that he was there to silence them all and never for a rescue. Seems everyone's related, or are they? Family secrets explode. Lucy screamed as Chris raised his gun, but Fiona's memory kicked in. The numbers were coordinates to buried bodies from the explosion. Chris had other plans. He'd poisoned Mrs. Wright, orchestrated the wedding bomb, and faked the godson story. Lucy dropped her bomb thereafter. She'd recorded his confessions. But twist that she was in on it. Her pregnancy was a ploy to marry Chris and claim it all thereafter. Interesting, Fred wasn't dead. He had worn a vest, tracking Chris with his team. He burst in, guns blazing. Mrs. Halen whipped out her weapon, aiming not at Fiona, but Chris for murdering her mother years ago. Shots fired, alliances shattered. The numbers Fiona memoized led to the buried victims, which was a proof of the cover-up. But the ultimate twist is, Mr. Wright had died in the explosion. Chris, the chemist behind it, had impersonated him, Mr. Wright, via surgery, eliminating witnesses for a decade. As Chris activated another bomb, Fiona recited the victim list live on Lucy's hidden camera, exposing everything. Note this, that Chris isn't just anyone. He has a root in chemistry, which helped him master the chemicals. The blast claimed Chris, but not before he gasped, "My twin, he'll finish it." The twist remains that Chris has a twin. The real villain lives, who lives and orchestrated every scene and plot. In the aftermath, Fred and Fiona married, after carrying out a DNA test proving they weren't siblings after all. Mrs. Halen went to prison, vowing, "You have no idea what family you've married into." Lucy birthed twins, paternity unclear. But 6 months later, Fiona's ultrasound showed a baby with a genetic marker from the chemical exposure. Poisoning continued. From the shadows, Chris's twin watched, plotting. The end, you guess? Thanks for watching this epic 2-hour thriller. If those twists shocked you, like, subscribe, and comment your favorite part. Share for more viral stories. What's next for the Wrights? Sequel incoming. Let me know below. Peace out.